Hi, I'm Flip Nicklin. Welcome to Humpback Chronicles. This is the 31st episode of Humpback Chronicles. It has been great for me to share who we are, where we come from, and what we've done to become Whale Trust. And telling some of the stories, starting with Frank, the first singer I got to dive under, sharing the story of the friendly singer, maybe the best singer photographically I've ever worked with. And some of the great moments as we started doing video, like the whale that picked me up on his pectoral, and probably the best friendly experience I've ever had. And all are really fun for me to share with other folks. Going through the last 8 months or so with all the challenges we've all been going through, it also was great to weekly come back and think about some of the things we've done and put some of the perspective and share some of the adventures with folks who are interested in whales and at the same time thinking about where we're going to go in the future. I always think of one of my father's lines on who knows what wonders wait. A big part of Chronicles has been not just sharing the adventures, but also getting to know better some of the people who were a big part of them. I think of working with Jim Darling as I have for more than 40 years now. Megan Jones, who's worked with us for decades and was instrumental in the forming of Whale Trust. And some of the young people we've met along the way, Jason Sturgis, Haley Robb, and Ralph Pace, which are not only an integral part of what we're working with Whale Trust today, but give us hope for the future. Over the last 8 months, we've shared a bunch of who we are, what we do, and what we think. But one of the people you haven't met, or haven't met through Whale Chronicles, is Dayna Garland, who is probably the first person you're going to meet when you interact with Whale Trust on the phone or coming into one of our events. So this episode, we're going to talk with Dayna Garland. Hi, Dayna. Welcome to Whale Chronicles, and I know you help put Whale Chronicles out for people every week. People who don't know you yet, what brought you to Whale Trust, and what's keeping you hopping going into whale season?
Hi, Flip. It has really been a fun project to work with you over these past 8 months to share your Humpback Chronicles and the Whale Trust story each week. Thank you for all of your work to make this idea a reality. Almost 5 years ago, I was introduced to Megan first through a mutual friend. With my background in nonprofit management, communications, and event production, plus a lifelong awe and curiosity about humpbacks, I was thrilled to meet with Megan and the Whale Trust Board of Directors Search Committee. When the interview process was completed, it was a great honor to be offered the opportunity to join the Whale Trust team. I joined Whale Trust in 2016, initially to produce our annual outreach event, Whale Tales, and to manage our print and digital communications. A short time after I started, our small team reorganized a bit, and I moved into the Director of Operations role. I work closely with Dr. Megan Jones, our Executive Director, to manage the day-to-day operations and administrative aspects of Whale Trust, in addition to producing our outreach and education events and managing our communication and fundraising efforts. I'm humbled to work so closely with our ohana around the world, our partners, our donors, and our volunteers, the people who help us fulfill our vision year after year. As for what's keeping me hopping right now, I guess it goes without saying it's been quite an interesting year. In addition to the daily administrative needs of running a nonprofit, much of my time over the past several months has been researching grant opportunities to ensure funding for our research and education programs through this challenging time and beyond, and working with our board, leadership team, and production partner to retool and pivot Whale Tales to a virtual event in 2021.
Saying it's been an interesting year is an understatement. But going into this different season, this different whale season, what are the main things that you are doing differently from what we've done in the past?
That's a great question, Flip. I feel like it's probably good for me to start with what's not different, because it seems like everything is in flux in our world these days. First, the Whale Trust team is as committed as ever to our mission. The dedication of Jim, Flip, and Megan, and Jason, Ralph, and Haley to producing the highest quality scientific research hasn't changed, And we have a phenomenal board of directors who have worked alongside our leadership team over the past year through a strategic planning process and continue to help us navigate through these months of unknowns. We're looking forward to our upcoming field season that, while it might look a little different, will be no less guided by our research questions that help us understand and protect humpbacks. As for what's different, we've closed our physical office here on Maui to reduce overhead costs, and we're working remotely. We're very thankful for the cost-effective technologies like Zoom, cloud file storage, and voice over IP that are helping us keep connected and keep our office functioning effectively. Whale Tales will be a virtual event this year, and while I cannot express enough how much I'm going to miss the live event this year, I'm really excited about the incredible virtual event we're planning, one that will be accessible no matter where our attendees are in February. And we are hoping for some smaller in-person opportunities as well.
I know I sometimes think of you as the office person, the person who makes things work so we go out in the field, but do you get to go see a whale once in a while?
Yes. While most of my time is spent in an office behind a computer, I do get out to see a whale sometimes. I am thankful to join our research team on the water a couple of times each season to help wherever possible, and I truly love getting out on the whale watches with our community during Whale Tales and other special events each year. I remember the first time I was out with Jim and Megan. A singer ended up deep under our research boat. I will never forget the feeling of the song reverberating through the hull of the boat.
What do you do that I should be asking you about? What are the things you want to tell us about your part of working with whales and whale trusts that people should know that would surprise them?
I suppose it's fitting to share that, like so many, my first introduction to humpbacks was through their song. I grew up on the mainland in a landlocked state, and as a young child, I was gifted a cassette tape of humpback song. I was a bit obsessed throughout my childhood with learning all that I could about the singing giants. Many years later, it was a dream come true when Maui became my permanent home and I watched a humpback breach for the first time. So when Megan and I were introduced now almost 5 years ago, it was quite an honor to come alongside the Whale Trust research team to support our ongoing effort to understand the function of humpback song and the complex behaviors of these incredible creatures that have captivated me for most of my life.
Thank you, Dayna. Thanks for everything. I'll see you next month in Maui. I'm really looking forward to this whale season and warmer weather.